Okay, it's Fishersville time. Fishersville Antiques Expo in Fishersville, Virginia. Fishersville. It's somewhere halfway, it's just outside of Stanton, off of 81, kind of close to Charlottesville, off of 64. So pretty conveniently located just off of one interstate and on the other interstate. So it's twice a year. This is the fall show. Excited for it. But first things first, I got to go to my storage unit. I have to unload my van and then reload my van. So out of my storage unit, I need my walls, I need my lights, I need some inventory. In my van, I have a lot of stuff right now because if you've been following me, you know I'm traveling around the country. So in my van, I have a lot of stuff that's listed on eBay or future listings on eBay and online that I'm not taking to the show with me. I have all my packing supplies that I'm not taking to the show with me. And I have some just personal stuff that I'm probably going to empty out of the van too. So I got to unload the van, reload the van, and then setup begins today at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes a few minutes early. It is just currently 11 in the morning, and I'm at the storage unit in Stanton, so I'm about 10 minutes from the show, 15 minutes from the show. So got to hustle, unload and reload, stop and get lunch, and go set up. So here's my load after I pulled everything out of the van. This is the stuff that I'm going to take to the show with me. And then the van, I left the tables in from Broomfield. I'll use the tables. And this is my storage unit. It's well organized. And here I am dragging the walls out, putting the walls in. These are heavy and awkward, or more heavy and awkward than I would like, but it saves me a couple $100 per show in renting walls, and it does help the booth look a little better and display stuff a little better. Hopefully I have an easy way to cart these into the show. Yep, gotta lock it up. It'll be a couple days before I come back. Got to keep everything nice and secure and safe and sound. And that's it. Now I am ready. Not as early as I would like. I wanted to get lunch in town, but instead I'm heading straight to the show. And on the way to the show, yep, Mickey D's. Here it is, the long road into the show. You can see when I pull up that it looks like they've already started letting dealers in, but here I am pulling into the side of the building where I'm going to park. Well, I got here early. I got here like 1:45, but I guess setup had already started. Got an okay parking place, I guess. It may be the breakfast of champions, but it is the lunch of ill-prepared antique dealers. It took me too long to pack at the storage unit, so had to grab lunch on the go. Not gonna lie, I do like their French fries, but I don't know. McDonald's never leaves me feeling all that great afterwards. Sorry to all you vegetarians. Not the most pleasant sight, especially with the one bite out of it. Yeah, they let dealers in early. I'm going to try to eat slow, though. McDonald's is literally like a mile up the street, so I just got it to go. But I'm going to eat slow and not worry about setting up yet. But figure it's not going to help me feel good anyway if I eat too fast. Got this puddle to contend with. After I get around the mud puddles, I do have to dodge a couple cars. It's not a straight shot into the show, and it doesn't look like I'll be able to cart my walls in. So I'll have to hand carry those in, which will be fun. Here I am working a little bit, walking around. Local auctioneer, famous auctioneer, shopping early somehow, or doing something, not sure. But yeah, a couple of other dealers, looks like, have mostly set up already. Some people have multiple people helping them, and it goes much faster than it does for me by myself. And of course, I'm also trying to shop a little bit. Way too tired. I had to hand carry the walls in. I think I made like 20 plus trips back and forth from the van to the booth. So I had to carry them in one at a time. Couldn't cart them because of the way the crowd and the walls and the floor and everything. Just because of every reason, I couldn't hand truck them in. So hopefully I can hand truck some of them out. They're really difficult to get in and out of this building. All right, well, I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow's a good day and make it all worthwhile. Yeah, walking around again later. Here's my friend Chris Evans' booth, mostly set up already. I think he might have a few things to price yet, but he gets done pretty quickly. Pennsylvania dealer Steve, he sets up outside. Here's my booth. I'm mostly set up, but not completely set up, but mostly set up. Okay, finished working for the day. It's 6 o'clock. They're closing the building. I'm not quite set up, but I have, they open it to us at 9 o'clock in the morning. or 7 o'clock in the morning. The show opens at 9 o'clock, but whenever the line reaches the road, they have to let us in. So it's usually like, let the customers in. So it's usually like 8:15, 8:30. So we really only have like an hour and a half tomorrow to finish setting up and shop a little. I walked around. I just checked out 2 booths outside. Only bought one thing from the guy caddy corner across from me, a group of statues. Other than that, 0 buys, 2 sales so far for $140. So nothing too crazy, but yeah, tomorrow's the day. Let's see how it goes. Here I am rolling in. It's show day. You can see these are the line of customers waiting to get in here super early. They have at least an hour and a half wait, so that's a good sign to see that many people here. A little after 7, people are setting up outside. I got some more work to do inside, but I'm gonna do a quick pass outside, see if I can't buy anything. I bought a couple cool things here in the spring, so who knows, maybe I'll get lucky in the fall too. But just watched the podcast and they played the Always Be closing speech from Alec Baldwin's character in Glengarry Glen Ross, and so I'm hyped up, ready to sell, ready to buy. Let's do this.
Always BBC closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
First things first, I'm gonna try to shop outside, see if I can't find something to buy. But some really cool stuff outside, reproduction stuff outside, antique stuff outside. It's got, like any antique show, it's got a little bit of it all, but it does lean more heavily primitive at this show. A lot of advertising, a lot of crocs. There's people eyeing a croc there. There's my friend Chris and young Ricketts in the back eyeing another croc. Pickers. Next show, May. Gonna set up on that one too. West Virginia. Go Pitt. Let's go Pitt. Yeah, it's a... They used to let us park in here, but they've added dealers under this pavilion, which is a nice step. And then, final thing. You know it's down to the nitty-gritty when I am pricing everything. So, yeah, not everything had a price tag or has a price tag on it when I'm carting it around. Sometimes the price tags come off. So, last thing I have to do at every show is price everything. Here I just use a sticker with a price normally and not much of a description. But, man, look at this. It's my lady friend and our good boy Red. Hey Red. Yeah, this is my booth. I bought this sign during setup, kind of a cool sign. And this ends up being my booth. Lots of advertising, lots of funky and weird and interesting things, at least I think so. Primitive stuff, folk art, advertising. It's a decent mixture of stuff, but pretty typical for one of my booths. Game boards, signs, like I said, a lot of folk art. Really digging those shooting gallery targets in the back, molds in the back. I love the carved wood heads. Of course, I always have some early glass. Less and less of that now, just because I can't seem to buy as much as I would like, but good amount of primitive stuff. Yep, another angle of my booth. As you can see, I think it looks pretty good. We shall see how it does. Pretty decent crowd. Crowd's coming in. You see some stuff selling, stuff getting moved around. Doggo. Red's not here right now. More people buying. People across from me had seemed to have a really good show. There's my boy.
Sit.
Good boy.
There you go. That's a good boy.
Lunch from outside the barbecue place. They always have a line. Always have a big line, unless you get there super early to eat lunch at like 10 o'clock in the morning. Another woof woof. Yeah, look at that. All those things sold out. It's not even the end of the show yet. They had a good day, I guess. A lot of work slinging barbecue, but a lot of sales. This was a cool little grouping of carved statues. I bought a few of these, more on that later. Packing up, heading out. Day one is over. Probably my worst day one here ever. So hopefully day two is better. We'll see. Here is the welcoming committee at the Airbnb we're staying at. Lots of cats and dogs. Super intrigued by Red, who is inside with me right now. Okay, day two. I think that's a line up there of 2 cars waiting to get in already, so that's a good sign. It's 50 minutes till opening, so Lots of time to get parked and maybe do some shopping or maybe do some selling to dealers who weren't able to shop yesterday. Yeah, day 2, a few minutes late. The building opened at 8, but not to customers until 9. So maybe some dealer to dealer trade this morning, but I had to stop and get stopped at Sheetz. Got a fruit cup and a wrap for lunch. Try to save some money on lunch today, and a coffee to try to wake up. But let's get it done. Let's sell some stuff today. It's also very cold. It's like 40 degrees, under 40 degrees right now. So, but it's gonna be a high of 75. So it'll be a warm pack out by the time that happens. Another doggo. Lots of doggos. Lots of doggos at this show. Yeah, pretty good crowd for a second day of the show. They seem to have a really good gate here on Saturday. A really good gate. As a dealer, I definitely can't complain about the gate at this show. Woof woof. It's a curly hair doggo. Preview of my lunch. Here it is. It's lunchtime. Yeah, I'm gonna save some money and hopefully eat something maybe slightly healthier than barbecue. I don't know. It's hard to say if a wrap is healthy, but I don't know. At least it has the lettuce, right? That cracked me up. I know lettuce isn't super nutritious, but here we go. Lunch for the day. Curly hair dog. Yeah, they sold a ton of stuff. A lot of happy customers. A lot of happy customers leaving, and it's pack out time. Oh, had to change. It was cold in the morning, but hot in the afternoon. And this is a thankless job. And I got to make sure that I don't drop the walls on anybody there. Break stuff on the way out. But yeah, I was able to throw these on the cart, which wasn't as easy as it should have been, and at least wheel them out. Here I am wheeling it out. Not a super long trip from the booth to the van. But a bouncy one nonetheless, as you can see, as this gets a little bouncy. Sorry about that, but the camera is literally resting on the wall. Yep, and then I gotta throw the walls into the van. And I was putting them, I would normally load the walls on the other side of the van, but I was putting them on this side of the van in order to take them out. I had some stuff packed all the way up in the front corner that I'm taking straight on my next leg of my journey, which has me heading out to Ohio after this. But yeah, final wall, gotta wedge it in there so it doesn't fall. So that was the Fishersville show. Ended up being, I think, my worst one yet sales-wise. Disappointing. I was hoping for at least another $500 to $800. I have some big credit card bills coming up, but that's how it goes sometimes in the antique business. I did buy 3 things, one of which was a sign I bought from a friend of mine, a dealer who I know from the auction circuit back in Delaware and Eastern Shore of Maryland. He sets up there. I bought a sign from him, and I actually paid $100, and I flipped that at the show for like $150. So not a huge profit, but a little bit of profit. But I bought 2 other things that I'm excited by that I did not put out at the show. Also from him, I bought a carved George Washington, like tramp art carved piece, early 1900s, painted, chip carved, neat thing. Excited by that. Never had one of those before. And then I also bought from that big grouping of folk art carvings. During setup, I picked out, God, I don't even remember how many of them it is now. Yeah, had to think about it. Picked out 14 of them. I think my 14 favorite ones, I don't know. Neat carvings. Seems like the guy did a ton of them. They had a huge pile of them, and they even had more, they said, back home. But I picked out the 14 I liked best at the show. A few of them not painted, most of them painted, but kind of neat things. I'll probably try to sell those as a collection. I might save those for the Nashville show, which is in February. So we'll see. They could be shipped, I guess. They're light enough, but packing them will be a little bit, they're a little fragile. But really cool things, definitely could be shipped. So I have those things moving forward, which is nice. Signed and dated from the 80s and 90s, but I liked them. Might keep the running one for myself, or Olympic one for myself. Yeah. I don't know. It's on to winter full of selling online and getting ready for the Nashville show and reloading and going there and hopefully having a great show. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. And if you're around in Virginia or Mid-Atlantic area, you should check out the Fishersville show. It's twice a year, spring and fall. Usually falls in the spring, like sometime around Brimfield, but not the same weekend as Brimfield. But yeah, you should check it out and come down and either set up or buy, or set up and sell, or come down and shop. It's a cool show. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to follow the rest of my antique dealing journey. Peace.